and welcome back to The Wellbeing. My name is Madison,
My name is Rachel.
and today we're talking about nasal breathing, breathwork practices, some like meditative things, but just breathing.
Breathing in general and how
Yeah,
you should do it.
how you should do it. Breathe through your
Um,
nose, then you can stop
this is,
listening.
you guys, this is, I can't remember when it's probably been 2 years, or is it upcoming 3 since we first visited you guys in Jackson? It was like
Yeah, probably coming up on
April,
3. Yeah,
almost 3. No,
that's
what month is it?
you must have come in April because it was spring skiing and it wasn't this
It was
past year,
April.
it was the year
So,
before, so it
a
would have
little
been,
over 2, right?
yeah, something like that. Wow,
Anyways, you
life is hard.
guys, I think that this is important because this trip for me marked the moment that I started nose breathing. And I just want to say, like, if you know me, I've talked about this to you because I do feel like it's changed my life. And I learned about it. This Maddie and I like reconnected on this trip because we hadn't really seen each other since PT school and like
Hmm.
COVID happened and you just like grew apart. Maddie was supposed to live in New York City. I was supposed to live in the mountains in Colorado,
What you did.
which I did. And then Maddie also moved to the mountains in
Hmm.
Wyoming and in Jackson. And I was like super psyched because now we're both like mountain girls and we
Yeah.
can visit each other pretty easily. Like
Yeah.
it's a road trip. So, anyways, long story short, I went to visit Maddie. And of course, like we started talking about like things that we talk about kind of like on the podcast. But
Hmm. That's how it all
Maddie
started.
basically was talking about mouth tape. And I was like, what the heck is that? And she's like, exactly what it sounds like. And I was like, why would we do this? And Maddie like explained all this stuff to me. And my husband Joe was like very into it too, apparently, but he like never told me. And I was like, this is life changing. How do you not tell me this? But, anyways,
That's
you guys,
gatekeeping, Joseph.
he's like, I think that you had a lot going on in your life and I wasn't going to overwhelm you. Um, anyways, so I learned about this and like dug deeper, read this whole book on it, called Breath, which you've read this, right,
Mm.
man?
I have not.
You haven't?
I gotta add it to my list.
It's amazing. And like obvious, like a lot of it is research, a lot of it is like anecdotal. So it's like it's not like pure research studies like what we're
Hmm.
going to talk about on here today, but like it's really good. It's like
Yeah.
changed my life, I will say. So
I'm gonna add it
that's
to my
my
Audible
intro.
right now. I have a credit.
Yeah, it's good. Um, because there's a lot of this going on, I think, like in social
Hmm.
media, which is one reason that we
Hmm.
started the podcast, because obviously
Yeah.
anyone can say anything on social media and you
Literally.
don't have to back it up. Like you can believe whatever. Um, so yeah, we looked up actual research for this. Going to talk about breath work, breathing through your nose,
Hmm.
why this makes a significant difference. And then, yeah, I know meditative
Hmm.
practices, breathing, that type of thing too. So, yeah,
Hmm.
anyways, so if you're new to the game, there's this thing called mouth tape. And Maddie, you use this
I'm a
every
big
night
fan. Every
still?
night. Yeah. Hmm.
Okay, yeah.
Hmm.
Um, but basically, do you want to describe like what it is for
It
people who
is
don't know?
literally
Because
a
it
piece
sounds
of
scary.
tape that you tape over your mouth. And I feel super claustrophobic when I like tape my whole mouth shut. Like I can't do the tape that goes over my whole mouth. Stresses me out. I can't fall asleep. And I am cheap AF. So what I do is I buy the tape that goes all the way over your mouth and then I cut it into strips. And then I
Okay.
use it for forever.
Like just up and down, like in the
Up and
middle.
down in the
Okay.
middle.
Yeah.
That's what I do. But
Yeah.
it's kind of like KT tape. I buy one that's like BPA free and all the things from Dream Tape.
Okay.
They've also had one with like collagen boosters in it, but I feel like I put such a small amount of it on my tape. I just buy the cheaper one.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's just
Anyways,
like collagen boost in the middle of your
in the middle of my lips, I'm gonna have really robust lip centers of my lips. No. Um, and yeah, D tapes his mouth shut too, which is also he finds super helpful. Like it just there's a lot of social media gab, you could say,
Gab, I love it.
the word gab. Um, that it's like important to do it for like it's just good for you, period, which it is. It's not bad for you. But it would be, there's a lot of stuff on social media that say it's like best thing ever, increased in energy, immunity, jawline, all of the things, but that definitely lacks scientific evidence. But I'm here to say that there is evidence for nose breathing
Yes. Yeah.
generally. And so if you can nose breathe at least 8 hours a day, which you should be nose breathing with your tongue suctioned to the top of your mouth with a highway between your teeth with your lips closed, unless you are eating, or no, unless you are talking pretty much 24/7, including exercise, which is the thing I struggle most with.
I think like low to moderate exercise, right? Like if you're doing high
Mm-hmm.
intensity exercise, you're not expected to like keep this posture because
Mm-hmm.
that's very, very
Really hard.
difficult.
I
Yeah,
am breathing through my mouth for show.
sure. High
For
intensity,
sure.
yeah, we're
Yeah.
mouth breathing.
Uh-huh. I am mouth
Yeah,
breathing. On a run, I am mouth breathing. Should I be? No. Is it possible? Also, no. I
running's
also,
hard.
running's hard. I get like a lot of nasal, this is gross, but like just like mucus and nasal drip when I run or do
Yeah,
something high intensity like
yeah,
that. So it's literally impossible.
yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
maybe if I trained it, it would stop happening, but
That's probably part of the, yeah,
mm-hmm.
like where to start. Okay, so this is what happened to me. So Maddie was like, I was like, I'm pretty sure I breathe through my nose, like when I sleep. And Joe's like, you do not. And I was like, I absolutely do. Like, there's no way I breathe through my mouth. That's disgusting. Like, I would like feel it. Like, I know. So you guys, and like, this is another part I think of living in altitude and like in the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like your nose gets a little bit sinusy, like when you open up the windows at night, like you just like it's
Yeah.
harder to do that. I'm making excuses. But I go to bed at Maddie's that night and I'm like trying to breathe through my nose and I cannot. I like I'm like suffocating. Like there's no way. And I
And
like
for the record, she wouldn't let me give her mouth tape.
I was like, I think I'm just gonna try to do it naturally.
I
Um, which
was
that is
like,
actually
I literally was standing at your door with a piece of tape. I was like, you could just have this.
I was
And
like,
you were like,
no,
no,
that
it's
scares me.
fine. I
Yeah.
don't need it.
I'm
You
like, I'm pretty sure I like that's disgusting. I don't do that. Definitely. You guys, full on mouth breather. Full on. Yeah.
Embar-
So
embarrassing.
so gross. So like one of the top 10 most embarrassing things that could don't judge me. But long story short, after this, I like did train myself to sleep with my mouth shut over a few months. And then like I think I just got better and better every night. And then now I can just do
Uh-huh.
it. I still don't do the mouth tape because I feel like
Mm-hmm.
I don't need it, but I can tell. I can
Mm-hmm.
tell when I sleep with my mouth open because my breath is so bad. Like in the
Oh,
morning,
it's the
so bad.
worst. I know
It's
exactly what you're talking about. Mm-hmm.
disgusting. And like your mouth is dry and you
Mm-hmm.
just don't sleep as well. Like I feel like sleeping with my mouth shut has been a game changer for my sleep. I've been sleeping amazing. I've been doing it, I think, like over 2 years now. And yeah, it's been a game changer. So I owe
It's
it all to
amazing.
Maddie for
You're
calling me
welcome. I'm
out
just
and
kidding.
being
Have, if
so gross.
you have ever Googled nose versus mouth breather,
Yeah,
the pictures are crazy.
they are kind of crazy.
Lack of jaw structure, basically, and your chin like going backwards, 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 like over time will happen. Um, and obviously there's like other oral facial issues probably, and a myofunctional therapist is a 10 out of 10 recommendation for this. My personal favorite is the tongue therapist on Instagram. I never worked with her, but I refer people to her.
Mm,
Um, and she talks a lot about this.
mm.
Um, her name's Ashley. She's very smart. She used to be a dentist
Oh, that's cool.
and then she switched to being a tongue therapist. Well, a myofunctional therapist is the
Okay.
proper name for that. Breathing through your mouth, you're supposed to, if you're trying to, okay. I once was talking about nose breathing, and my stepbrother was like, but aren't you supposed to breathe out through your mouth? And if you're being intentional about like taking deep breaths and extending your exhale, yes, that is a time where you can like use the breathe through a straw mouth breathing. Um, but having your nose be the main place that you breathe through is important. And
Mhm.
research tells us this as well.
Yes. Yes. So breathing through your nose is great, and mouth breathing isn't as great. And why is this? So chronic mouth breathing can actually negatively affect your respiratory system and your overall health.
Mm-hmm.
Inhaling through the mouth introduces unfiltered, poorly humidified air. That's what our noses are for. That's why we're meant to breathe through our nose with
Mm-hmm.
minimal temperature regulation into the lungs, which
Mm-hmm.
in turn harms the respiratory system.
Mm-hmm.
So, and also like nighttime mouth breathing is connected with a greater incidence of snoring and sleep apnea. And then daily mouth breathing gradually induces negative changes into your bone structure and overall facial appearance.
Mm-hmm.
So again, like Maddie said, narrow face, mouth and nose, higher upper palate, retruded mandible, which is your jaw, an elevated position of the hyoid bone, malocclusion, crowded and crooked teeth. That was crazy when I read that in the book. Like that, which makes sense that a dentist went into this, right? Is like it
Mm-hmm.
can actually have an effect on your teeth, how straight your teeth are, is with
Yes.
sleeping with your mouth shut. Is that crazy?
It is so crazy. And this is something that I definitely want um my kids to do in the future
Hmm.
is obviously nasal breathe. But I think if they're not nasal breathers and like you have them evaluated for a tongue tie and all of the things, then I will sign them up for biofunctional therapy.
Yeah.
Cheaper than braces.
Honestly, or like you know how a lot of people get braces and then
Mm-hmm.
they like have to get Invisalign again later, like when they're in their 30s and stuff. Like, so curious if this is part of the reason. But it
Mm-hmm.
also, you guys, leads to bad breath. I already talked about that. Dental decay, so like cavities and stuff, because of
Yes.
all of that air that you're sucking in,
Mm-hmm.
um,
It's
leads
drying out your
to
mouth.
higher rate of cavities. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the majority, a significant part of the population are mouth breathers. So if you're like me and you're like, there's no way I breathe through my nose, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
disgusting, like, I don't know. Just like look into it, just try it. Just see, like maybe
I
tape your
think
mouth shut
so.
and see. Because it honestly, like, I didn't realize how much I was doing it. And I was doing it all the time, all day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One thing with the cavities, okay, so until I went to PT school, I had never had a cavity in my life. And then I would literally go to the dentist. The dentist would be like, "Wow, Madison, your teeth are perfect and beautiful." And I would leave the dentist. I am like the dentist's biggest fan. Still to this day love to go to the dentist. I love to get my teeth cleaned. I get cavities now, but I never did until I was about 25. And I went on a trip to London and Iceland. One of my very best friends was living in London at the time, so I went to visit her on one of our breaks, and then I went to Iceland right after, just like they had this like stopover situation on the way home. Um, and I couldn't keep any food down. Like I was sick,
Oh,
like just so sick the entire time. I went to the doctor in London. I went to the doctor in Iceland, which like going to the doctor in a foreign country is actually hilarious if you're from America because you're like, why is this $25? And I got like so much blood work. Anyway, that's a story for another time. But
wait, that might be worth it to fly there
no,
to do these
actually,
things. Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Anyway, turns out I went back and I was like, I kind of had this like sore tooth, but that was like the least of my concerns because I literally could not eat for 2 weeks. So anything but this is disgusting. The only thing I could keep down was Diet Pepsi.
Hmm.
Very
Interesting.
strange for two
Yeah.
weeks. It was horrible. So I was getting no calories whatsoever. It was
Ugh,
not great.
that sounds
But
so
we made
horrible.
it back home, and one of our friends, who actually lives right next to you, she was like, one of my friends in Madison is a dentist. Like, go see her. Because I was like, I don't have a dentist here. Like, I've just been like flying
Mm,
home to get my teeth cleaned.
yeah.
And so she referred me to her friend, and they're like, yeah, I'm sorry to tell you that you need a root canal like yesterday. And so I got a root canal. It was horrible. But I don't have a lot of like dentist fear. Like again, I freaking love the dentist. It was just horrible because it was so expensive and I was so poor.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is not great. Ever since then I've been getting not a ton of cavities, but like more cavities than I ever had in my life.
Hmm.
I probably have between 6 and 8 now, like that I've gotten filled. Obviously,
Yeah.
get them
Right.
taken care of, people. Then I started mouth taping. I've maybe had one since then.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Where did you learn about mouth taping?
I think D heard about it on a podcast and he was like,
Okay.
"Want to try this?" And I was like, "Sure, I'll try what
Yeah.
I'll try
Right.
anything once, like whatever."
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
Interesting. Well, that's really good to know.
Yeah.
That's
So the
super
cavity thing
interesting.
is real.
I think a lot of people too like are prone to cavities, and I think you always hear like, well, stop drinking so much like sugary things, or like make sure you're brushing your teeth, or make sure you're flossing, make sure you're not eating like so much candy and stuff. But like, what if this is like a huge piece of it instead?
Yeah.
It's just like you breathe with your mouth
Mhm.
all the time.
Mhm. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so your nose, you guys, your nose is amazing because your nasal
Mhm.
cavities have the function of warming, humidifying, and filtering the inhaled air. This contributes to lower probability of getting sick, colds,
Mhm.
the flu, allergic reactions, hay fever, irritable coughing.
Mhm.
Like, so cool. Also leads to better prevention and treatment of asthma,
Mhm.
form natural dental arches, straight, healthy teeth, regulates and conditions airflow because of the nose's intricate structures. Like, this is what your body anatomically was made for,
Mhm.
was to breathe through your nose because you have like a natural filtration system there, which is
Mhm.
like, that's just so cool. Like, that our
It
body
is
does
really
that,
cool.
right?
It is really cool. There's
Yeah.
another myofunctional therapist that I follow. I'm gonna find her. But she posts pictures of like babies' teeth and her kids' teeth all the time and like how to know if this is good versus not so good from a
Okay.
teeth alignment perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but there is this picture of her kid with like her all of her baby teeth, and the baby teeth are like have spaces in between them. They're not like crunched together. And
Okay.
I think part of the obviously she does have her kids like nasal breathe and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
This account is called Myo with Cam, MYO with Cam, all one word. And she I think starts with kid. I think all of them work with kids, but um it's really interesting because she's like, yes, it's nasal breathing, but there's also like exercises you can do
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of people's airways are physically not large enough or like didn't develop properly. And if your tongue isn't suctioned to the roof of your mouth, if you think about it where it should be, your palate isn't going to expand big enough because you
Mm-hmm.
spent your whole childhood breathing through your mouth. And
Mm-hmm.
when your palate doesn't expand big enough, then like the rest of your jaw and face aren't big enough. And then your teeth are crunched together. And so if you think, as someone said, people who had braces and their teeth kind of like stick out
Mm-hmm.
and forward, it's because their jaw is physically not big enough. And as a kid, I had
Interesting.
an expander that like made
Yeah.
my jaw and like
Yeah.
moved my whole face apart.
Yes, I had
I
that
guess for
too.
this reason. Hmm.
Interesting.
My teeth go straight down like they should.
Also,
Hmm.
I know that your teeth can stick out like that if you use a pacifier for too long. I'm talking
Totally.
like 4 years old.
Hmm.
But
Yeah,
that's
that makes sense.
interesting. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
This is crazy too because, okay, because of the
Hmm.
resistance of your nasal airways, oxygen uptake can be 10 to 20% higher.
That's crazy.
And thanks to the negative pressure that must be created, there's also a higher activation of the diaphragm and other respiratory muscles.
Hmm.
So, like, if you're nose breathing, that leads to breathing the right way, like using your diaphragm. A lot of people who have like respiratory disorders like breathe from
Hmm.
our chest breathers, and then they like
Yes.
use their scalenes and like overuse this area of their body, and they're not using their diaphragm enough.
Hmm.
And when you use your diaphragm the correct way, it leads to better like stabilization of your spine too, which is
Hmm.
crazy. Like, it's all a network working together, and
Hmm.
like leads to your palate shape and like your facial
Hmm.
shape and like breathing and your diaphragm
100%.
and your spine and like so many things. Like, it's literally, I'm just fascinated by it because it just like is so intricate and like all works together, and like we are created to breathe like this. It's just crazy. It blows my mind.
It totally is crazy. The other crazy thing about that is the amount of reduction of stress
Mm-hmm.
from breathing the right way. Because if you're using your diaphragm, And if you just watch me on YouTube, like you watch me take a huge breath through my nose and like literally my SCMs just like pop out and like
Yes.
my whole chest rises, but my stomach doesn't get any bigger when I do that because you're using
Hmm.
just like the upper parts of your lungs versus the lower with your diaphragm. And when you do that, like that is akin to hyperventilating, breathing really quickly, being super stressed out, and taking more breaths per minute. And you should take, I think it's between 12 and 16 breaths per minute. But if you're
Yeah.
mouth breathing, oftentimes you'll take more breaths per minute, which we do not want. We want like slow, even, steady breathing.
Hmm.
Um, which is different when you are breathing through your nose because it literally takes longer. There's more resistance. Your diaphragm moves, all of the things, which is crazy and awesome.
Yes. Your diaphragm's amazing. Like
What
it
a
should
cool
maybe be
muscle.
the coolest. It might be the coolest muscle in the body. Like it's so cool.
I'm totally
But
with you. And then you found
we
another one
neglect it.
about obstructive sleep apnea.
Yes, I did.
Mm-hmm.
Let me find it.
It says,
So,
yeah,
yeah.
go for it.
Basically, there was like a research study done on mouth taping and specifically with obstructive sleep apnea. And research suggests potential benefits of mouth taping in this particular study with patients that have this. And it showed a significant reduction in snoring index and apnea hypopnea index with mild OSA who used mouth tape. And yeah, so basically, they did find like a significant help in using mouth tape in patients that have this condition, which is really interesting. And especially like in a population with like a specific condition versus just like general population reporting like a higher quality of sleep or something like that. Like, I think that's really cool
I do
in
too.
an actual like medical condition.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet. I did talk to a ENT who said before you just if you have sleep apnea or you're having trouble breathing through your nose, like you should go to an ENT and get that evaluated because you might have a deviated septum, you might have polyp problems, you
Yeah.
might have airway restrictions
Yeah.
that can change depending on like your where you are. But if you are cleared for all of those things and you're like, this is still happening for me, that's a reason to maybe think about this. Obviously, ask your doctor. But the other thing that's interesting is it becomes more difficult to breathe through your nose the less that you do it because your body isn't used to it. It's like if you used
Right.
to be able to bicep curl 20 pounds and then you didn't do it anymore, it'd be really
Yes.
difficult.
Yes.
So it's definitely a use it or lose it situation. Like I think I do still tape my mouth shut every night, but I do think if I didn't, or on the days that I don't, like my mouth does stay shut most of the time.
Yes.
Like I recently went to New York and forgot mouth tape. And I'm pretty sure, because like
You still did
know,
it. Yeah.
yeah. And I have a
Yeah.
retainer and it woke up and it wasn't like my top retainer that goes over my teeth like wasn't dry. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So
Oh yeah, I know.
it's so gross.
Yeah,
So yeah,
I do think too, like, and I don't remember, I'm trying to remember if you told me this or like I just basically like retrained myself to do it, but it took like maybe I'd only do it for 2 hours one night and then like for a month and then like worked up to like 4 hours or something like that. Like it's definitely like you have to retrain obviously like your breathing pattern, but also you have to retrain like your system and like your nasal system to like clear out and be able to like intake that much air and like live like that. So it is almost like building muscle at the gym where you have to like
absolutely.
work up to it.
You have
But
to
did you
figure
say
out.
like you when you first started, like you did need to do like you'd take it off after like half a night or something?
So yeah, sometimes I would like roll
Okay.
over and I will have taken it off. But also like if I have a sinus infection or I have allergies or whatever, my brain just like I just take it off.
Yeah.
But that's also why I don't like the whole piece of tape because it just stresses me out. It doesn't make me feel good. So I don't
Yeah.
do that. And
Yeah.
that's totally fine.
It is. Yeah, it totally is.
Hmm.
And like there are nights where you like if you're sick, like you definitely sleep like I
Hmm.
sleep with my mouth open and like you just have to. Like
Yeah,
it's just going to be your
that's
reality that night. But
it is what it is.
yeah,
So
super
yeah,
cool.
super
Yeah.
cool. Breathe through your nose, team. There's a lot of good research to support it in oral facial health and all the other things. So
Yeah. And I guarantee
Day.
just like quality of sleep, like you just sleep
Mhm.
better when you do
Totally.
that. Mm-hmm.
100%. I totally
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay.
All right. What's your favorite thing or one thing?
Um, you guys, I just like really have to thank Maddie for introducing this to me because it's truly changed my life. Like over the past few years of like health things that I've implemented, this has been a
Mhm.
game changer. Like truly has changed my life.
I feel like I do sleep way better when I do it.
Mm-hmm. Like
Like,
way better. Like you're just well rested.
mhm.
It's just night and day, I
I
will
agree.
say. Yeah.
I
So I
agree.
just like
Love it.
want to thank you.
Got you, girl.
Yeah, what's yours?
I think it's just like how much your jaw structure can change from breathing through your mouth.
Yeah. Like how it's all
Mhm.
connected is just so cool.
Yeah, absolutely wild. And like your stress levels and all the things. So,
Yeah. I know in the breath book, they talked about, like, he talks about going to do research with really early human species
mhm.
and looking at like their bone structure, like skull structure and their
Mhm.
nasal passages. Like we have slowly reduced size of like our sinuses and like
Hmm.
our nasal cavities and also all of the all of the people early humans that he looked at, they all had straight teeth.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Which is like, okay, cavemen age, you would think would just have like some
Yeah.
really messed up situations. But
Yeah.
no, straight teeth.
Huh. Fascinating. Well, there you go.
Crazy.
It's back
Yeah.
to all the myofunctional things. So,
Yes.
thank you so much for listening. If you guys have any questions, you know where to find us. And we will see you next week. Same time, same place. Bye.
Bye.